Now, I remember going through this before. So, on the opening, right, you can use Shield 4 to create the Phantasm, but then you have to wait until it turns into a clone. Or the idea is I can use something on the sword. Is it the block? Yeah, when you block with
Sword
4.
Sword 3 makes an immediate clone.
Sword 3 is an
Yes.
immediate, and then Sword 4 is on certain fights you can get some clone generation that way, but I wouldn't worry about that. 3 is the most reliable.
Right. But I need to get probably I want to have 2 clones, right? Before I use the F4, the continuum split, isn't that correct?
You can do stuff with 1. You don't necessarily need to wait for 2. 2 is safer, but 1's usually all you need.
With him being new and not knowing buttons, he'll never get everything off with 1 clone.
Yeah, 1 is trying pretty hard. 2 is pretty safe.
All right, so I'll do Shield 4 and just wait for the clone to spawn.
The only thing is with Shield 4, if you are going to do that, you probably don't want to run Chrono Phantasma because that extends the time you have to wait for that clone to generate.
Hey.
Yeah, it keeps them as phantasms longer.
So Chrono Phantasma is your Grandmaster. You might want to change that to something else if you're going to do that route.
Yeah, Chrono Phantasma is really for DPS Chronos. Like, if you're just playing a Boon Chrono, there's really no to have Chrono Phantasma.
It helps with protection uptime. You can actually get 100% protection uptime with Chrono Phantasma.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because every time like your Shield Phantasm slams into the boss, it pulses a 5-second protection around you, or around the boss rather. So, and then you can use the Shield 5 twice, right? So essentially, you're generating 4 clones that give you 5 seconds protection around the boss, which is
you can use Shield 5 twice.
Shield 4 twice.
Oh,
right? If you successfully block, you get it again, right?
No, yeah, I know Shield 4, but I could have sworn you said Shield 5, which was probably just a mistake.
Yeah, I meant 4.
So if I switch off a Chrono Phantasma, maybe to seize the moment, so when I shatter clones, I get quickness.
Yeah, you could do that. That helps you get stuff off faster too.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds
Just to remember, if anyone questions why you're not running Chrono Phantasma, this is the reason why.
Okay. And then if I'm doing regular raids, I still keep it here, or I switch it back to Phantasma?
It depends on what you're comfortable with. So the trade-off is Phantasma gives you more clones and more like protection and more DPS. But if you don't run Chrono Phantasma, it gives you the first clone. It gives you 2 clones faster at the start.
Okay. I like that. I'm not here to do damage. At least not yet. Let's go. So, whoop.
So how much of a DPS add are the clones? Like in a support role, honestly.
The clones are the Phantasms.
The Phantasm, sorry.
If you're min-maxing, they're quite a bit. Like Sword Phantasms actually just destroy everything.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that's where a ton of your DPS comes from.
Unfortunately, they never let me have Sword. They always want me to bring Focus.
Focus Phantasms also do quite a bit of damage too. They hit like 12 times or something ridiculous. They're actually pretty good. Because not only are you Chrono Phantasm, your Signet Heal also recharges your Phantasms again, so you can pump out even more.
Quick question: If I'm maxed on 3 clones, and I use a Phantasm skill, will the Phantasm still spawn, or will it not because I have 3 clones up?
Phantasms will always spawn. The clone type will depend on what weapon set you are when it becomes a clone, and it'll take out the oldest clone.
Oh, okay, so they're refreshing each other.
Yeah.
Because there's been times in fights where, like, I know a CC break bar is coming up, and so I'm saving clones for an F3 push.
Mm.
And I'm still using Phantasm skills, and I'm sitting there wondering to myself, is this actually doing anything?
Yeah, you should be safe to use Phantasms whenever.
Well, that's good to know. I always wasn't sure about that one.
Yeah. Although, contextually, I will say that most CC bars are usually like during either an invuln phase or like a pre-invuln phase, right? So like Sloth, for example, he's invuln when he's in CC. Samurag is invuln when he's in CC, and KC is like about to become invulnerable after you break it, right? So if you're using Phantasm skills during the break bar, you'll likely be missing out on damage opportunities.
No, not. I'm not using Phantasm skills during the break bar. I'm using Phantasm skills like because
leading into it.
I know a break bar is coming up in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, so
But
leading into it, yeah.
So I'm saving my 3 clones for a break bar.
Yeah, that's fine.
I should have done that.
Since pretty much I have my clones, Tides of Time, and either Gravity Well or Moa Signet, if I even have that on.
Yeah.
That's the
There's
extent of my contribution.
There's a couple of times, like Chrono is like a really, really weird class because there's so many different options, and like it's one of those classes that people kind of really, really min-max the hell out of because it's just so diverse. So there are certain situations where you actually want to keep sword clones specifically, and you don't have a sword main hand in both weapon swaps, which is kind of a weird thing to think about. But you want to keep the sword clones because they boon strip, and so there's like a little bit of extra like thinking there that happens.
Oh, I see. The sword clones do your auto attack, and so they boon strip.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, like Veil Guardian on blue split.
It's not as useful there because you need the boon strip pretty quickly. I think a more applicable example is Doom, for example. I don't know if you're familiar with the mechanics on Doom.
Never done it.
Okay, so essentially there's a phase, there's an attack that is unavoidable where he steals the entire party's boons. Okay, so and during that time he's not open to being attacked, so he's essentially just standing there like kind of channeling this thing, and you have to avoid it until he stops. And during that time, all of your clones are still attacking him, so you can essentially use that time to have your clones strip all the boons off of him that he stole, while you guys
Gotcha.
are avoiding the attack. All right, I'm gonna head home. Let me know if you need more help, Blue.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the boons I just did with whatchamacallit. I'll send them to you on this kitty I just did on the golem.
All right,
You can
cool.
look at them later. Let me know what you think.
Sure.
Thank you for
I mean,
your
I'll be
help.
home in like 15 or so I can
Oh
look at
yeah,
it.
I'll be here. I ain't going nowhere.
Cool. I'll catch you guys later.
Thanks. So let's see. Now I had for buffs, uptime, boon uptime. My fury was 87%, quickness almost 70%, alacrity 44, figure 75. I don't know. Swiftness 85. That's the problem. I'm trying to know what the heck I'm supposed to do in terms of what's a good one. You know what I mean? What's a good run?
Yeah.
I can compare myself to someone else and I can say, oh, wow, that was good, right?